Hi everybody, it's Chris again, 2E0UKH, and today I'm looking at the Anysecu WP 9900. This is a mobile or a base VHF, UHF, but it's a bit different because all the controls and the screen are on the microphone. So let's just take a quick look in the box. So in the box you've got the programming cable, user manual, you've got the main body of the radio, you've got the microphone with the screen on it, and you've got a cigarette lighter adapter which connects on here and you can run it from the car cigarette lighter. It also includes all the brackets and all the screws to get it working and set up in your vehicle. So I'm just going to show you in a bit more detail what came in the box. So there's the user manual, and that is written in English. It's not written in Chinglish. It seems fairly well written. There's the programming cable, which has got a 3.5mm plug on the end. It's not like the Kenwood type connector. So that's the USB cable. There's the cigarette lighter adapter where it just connects to this white connector here, so you can run it from the car battery on the cigarette lighter. And there's the bracket. Nice bracket, and a load of screws, mic holders, and even a fuse in there, spare fuse. So you've got all the bits to mount it in the car. And getting on to the main pieces of hardware, you know, the body of the radio. You know, obviously we've got the wires on the back, there's a heat sink on the back. This is all made of metal. There's an aerial socket, SO239 there. There's a microphone socket on the front, and there's a panel which comes off, which is screwed in. And it's labelled up the data hole. Thought that was quite amusing. So it's called the data hole. And if you take this off, on the left there's a speaker socket, and on the right there's a programming cable socket. And we've got obviously got the microphone here with a colour screen, speaker at the bottom. There's no other additional buttons. There's one on the side for transmit, two on the top, but there's no other buttons on it. And right, let's get this powered up and see how it performs. Right, so before I continue, I just wanted to also say that I've seen a lot of misinformation on the internet, you know, things about this radio which are not actually correct. So I just wanted to correct some of them. This radio does not have a problem with the volume control. Someone saw my video I did at Moonraker and they contacted me, and a huge thank you to that person. I'll try and put your name in the comments to say thank you. But there is a way to change the volume without going into the menu system. A lot of people are not aware of this feature. You know, in case you haven't already realised, this is very similar to a Vfo system interface. You know, you'd press menu and you'd press up and down to go through the different settings. You know, there'll be volume and to change the actual unit of the item menu, the menu on the item, you press menu, take it down, and then up and down again to change it. So it's very reminiscent of the Vfo. And one of these menu items is the volume. So there's actually three ways to change the volume, and it's the third one you're interested in. So I'll just get out of there. So on the buttons there is functions written as well, and on the number 6 button is volume. So you can press menu 6 and you've got the volume, and you can change the level there. So some people think that's a bit awkward, so I'll leave it on 17, press menu to come back up. So menu 6, that's one way. The second way is if you just press menu and you navigate it using the up and down to menu item number 6, and as you can see it's still 17. But the other way, which I haven't seen documented anywhere else, is you just tap the orange button on the top. There's an orange button and a blue button. Long press of the orange will turn it off, long press will go back on. But one tap of this and you can monitor what is below the squelch, you know, monitor what's below the squelch. So if I do that again and press up and down, that alters the volume. So to alter the volume on this radio, the best way is orange on the top, then up and down. Okay, so let's go into the operation of this radio in a bit more detail, get some traffic going. So starting off with the displays, colour display, and I'm in VFO mode. It says VFO there in the middle and the frequency is above, so I'm in VFO mode, and you go up and down using the up and down buttons on the left here. To go from VFO to memory, you press VFO memory button in the bottom left, and there's there's 3 lines on this radio. You know, most radios have got 2, so we got, on a normal radio, we've got the top line, then the bottom line. Those 2 are channels, and the bottom line is the VFO, and the line you're on is indicated by a green dot next to it. So if I press it a few times, that's now on channel mode. That's on channel 9. Next one down, that's also a channel, and the one at the bottom is the VFO mode. When you're in VFO, up and down alter the frequency increments. When you're in channel mode, they alter the channels up and down. So there's a bit of extra information here. You've got the battery voltage here. By the way, I've got it on a car battery in my house. That's why it's reading low. You've got DEC off. That's probably the, I'm not sure what that is. Is it the tones? You know, this is just an initial look at it. I don't understand how to use the radio fully. This is just an initial impressions and an unboxing. So on the top, you've got an orange button, which I've said a long press of that turns it off or on, and a single tap alters the volume. And the right button, the blue one, it appears to transmit. If I press it, purple means it's transmitting, and if I press the transmit button, you'll see it goes purple. So that's the function on that. And the menu system, you just press menu and you can go through all the different items in the menu. I won't go through them all, but there's 59 items. And one thing I did find quite unusual on this radio was I was looking for a mic gain and I couldn't find it. I'm not transmitting at the moment, but any noise heard through the microphone, let me just say something a bit louder. Sorry about that. Look at the mic. The numbers on, there's a number, and remember I'm not transmitting here, and I am quite a bit away from the microphone, but if I make some noises on the microphone, that's indicating the noise level that the mic is detecting. So that was quite unusual. So on the top we've got high power, we're on wide mode. So let's get some activity and put my node on, my all-star node, which goes out on FM.
Late or missed from anywhere for the Trans-Canada Net, please go ahead.
Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Delta Bravo. That's Victor Echo 3 X-Ray Delta Bravo.
So I just wanted to get some activity on the radio. That's my all-star node. You know, it could be an FM repeater. That's all I could find that we've got going on at the moment. And, you know, to set up my node in the Vfo mode, all I did was I typed in the frequency. I won't go to it because there's activity on there. I typed in the frequency on the Vfo mode, which is the bottom line. I went to menu and I put in, on item 13, I put in the tone. And there's another 2 menu items which are for offset. I showed you them earlier. And the key is you've got to remember these numbers. So you can customize a lot of the colours of the different lines. And you can alter the offset and the offset amount. So offset amount is -600, but I've got it set to off. So that's how you set it up for your repeater. So it's very, very similar. You know, if you've got a Baofeng, you'll already know how to operate this. You know, mainly.
Doug in Kitchener, Ontario, where it's brightening up a little bit, but we had snow today, which was, I think, the first of the year. It didn't accumulate, and it's above zero, so it just kind of, you know, did what the snow does. It just hit the ground and melted. We're taking it quiet this weekend, not doing much. In terms of Christmas.
Okay, so that's a first look at the Anysecu WP 9900, and it's a pretty decent radio. I think it's £100 at the moment in Moonraker, and they've got stock in. It's a nice tiny radio that you can stash away in the car, and just, you know, if you've got a car that's small, you've got nowhere to put it, you want to go from one car to another, you might be putting it in lorries, you know, you might be putting it in a different taxi. It's easy to change it from one vehicle to another just on the cigarette lighter, and or you can have it permanently set up. Right, that's the first look. 732E0 UKH, clear. Cheers.